right, moving on to some recognitions here. Bryan Plumley, have you joined us?
I am out here.
There we go. Can you tell us a little bit about this photo here?
Well, unfortunately, if it's the photo I'm thinking of, it was canceled.
This is a photo of your daughter?
Yes. So Kate was accepted into the Stanford Summer Collegiate Institute to study particle physics. But unfortunately, we found out a couple of weeks ago the summer program has been canceled, and they're going to be offering it online, which isn't nearly as exciting.
Gotcha.
But very proud of her accomplishment of getting accepted, as it's a competitive program.
Well, we'll look forward to perhaps down the road. Are you guys able to still see my screen? I feel like got co-opted here.
I gotcha.
Okay.
Bryan, is your daughter interested in physics? Did I understand that right?
She applied to that program somewhat strategically and got accepted. She was guessing that she would probably be one of the only females.
Wow, power to her.
Yes.
Thanks, we're very proud. Sad that she won't get to go, but proud of her.
So I do know that with this current lockdown, there's been some experiences out there, and so someone was able to document their one of their experiences. So I'm just going to share this for some levity here.
I think we just see you, AJ. You gotta share your screen.
Okay, let's try this again. How's that?
Works. Can't hear the sound though.
Cake and a gift card. All right, I just made it to town. As you can see, it's just a wasteland. Nobody's anywhere. Shut down. Corona. I don't know what's going on here.
You stayed inside what you love is where you hide, shot me down as I flew by, crash and burn.
Okay, wish me luck. I'm going in. I got my Clorox wipes. I got my own bags. I'm not touching anything. I parked about 100 miles away. No one here. Absolutely no one. This door's desolate. Absolutely nothing. I don't want to touch anything.
I cannot hold this anymore.
Oh my God. I made it. Oh, wait, lady. Get out of here. Coronavirus. Okay. Safe to say we made it. Wiped down my whole body with this Clorox bleach. Just all over the. I made it. I still don't have anything, as far as I know. All I gotta say is that was really.
Thank you, Brandon, for sharing that.
You're welcome. If you missed it or if it was like kind of blurry, you can just find it on Facebook somewhere.
Nice.
AJ,
Yeah.
Monday morning, I went to the McKinleyville Safeway at 6 a.m. when they opened, and I only saw one other person in the store and nobody in the parking lot.
Wow.
And I was in and out in 15 minutes.
That's how you want it. Nice. Well, if you guys have any similar experiences and care to document it and share it, please do. I know it's interesting times, and I think can really even just being confined is wearing. But trying to find some joy and happiness out there, make it happen. So. All right. How come we're not cooperating here?
This is Tammy. I'll talk while you're looking for it. When you
Okay.
go when it's busy, it is funny how good you get at your agility, like just kind of juking people when you're trying to maintain your distance. It's really an interesting, like, new way to move around people.
Yeah, drawing that boundary of 6 feet. Got to call people out sometimes. So Jennifer brought this to my attention, and I reached out to Michael Boring because this was his daughter who orchestrated a sting operation and recovered a ton of respirators. Michael Boring is pretty busy up in Portland, still doing tax returns, and he unfortunately couldn't meet us this morning. I did invite him, but he does say hi, so maybe we'll catch him one of these mornings. And we do have a bunch of March birthdays. So I think, Brian, I think you were first in the month. Do you care to share? Brian? Let's see. How about Tammy? You had a birthday.
Yeah, we just had Seth has a little vacation rental up near Patrick's Point, just a little cabin, but it's got an ocean view and we can have a little fire and stuff. And I just had some friends out, and we just had a barbecue and drank beer and watch the sunset and tried to hike down the trail. It was, there's a lot of pampas grass, so we all got cut up, but otherwise it was really nice to hang out with friends, mellow night. It was the last time I've hung out with friends, I think, since all this started.
Nice. And then I'm trying to think, Matt and I share a birthday, but it was like the midnight of the shelter in place. Craig, I think you had a birthday before the pandemic started. Did you get a chance to enjoy it?
I'm here. Yeah, I was the big 7-0. I was born in 1950. Both my boys were here in town. Ryan came up from Santa Rosa. Mike came from Albany. And just, kind of hung out with the gang. Went to Seamus T-Bones for dinner. Janice made my favorite birthday cake that I get every year. It's a sour cream spice cake with coffee ice cream. So that's kind of what you do when you get to be 70 years old.
Yeah. Congrats. Mr. Babbage, how was your birthday?
My birthday was great. We sheltered in place here at the house and made dinner with family and didn't go anywhere. So
Likewise. I think over the weekend I did manage to get some takeout from Brick and Fire. But that was, celebrated with Amy there. Brandy.
Yes. So I was it was a beautiful day, and I was supposed to do the perilous plunge, but we did it virtually the weekend before. So I was left with, what am I going to do? And since it was so beautiful, I reached out to my friend who's a painter, Ken Jarvla, and asked if I could come and watch him paint on the river. And so he said, sure. So I met him at his house. We gave each other the 12-foot air hug. And I noticed that he had tethered a plastic chair to the top of his car. And that's where I rode down to the river's edge. And it was pretty cool. I'm sure we broke all kinds of laws, but we were on private land. But anyway, it was 5 hours on the river listening to the mad and watching the clouds change formations. It was a really nice afternoon.
Oh, how fun.
Yeah.
And Charlie.
Yes, we were definitely sheltering in place with the exception of a wonderful walk in Sunnybury Forest where we saw no one, and that was awesome. And because we were all sheltering in place, my family did a drive-by and stayed in their car, and we visited on the steps and just had a really fun time. And then some amazing birthday wishes from a lot of folks on Facebook. Virtually, lots of phone calls. I felt very, very blessed. It was great.
Nice.
Yeah.
So Dick, a lot of March birthdays. Do you want to lead us in a round of happy birthdays? I wonder if I should unmute everybody. Would this be fun?
Sure, here we go. Happy birthday to
you. Happy birthday to you.
Happy birthday, dear Rotarian. Happy birthday to you.
And many more.
That was interesting. Awesome.
Oh dear, oh dear.
Recorded.
Thank you, Dick. Okay, so in an effort to support our local businesses, I want to do some highlights here. So I'd love to challenge everybody tomorrow morning at 9 a.m. We have a Facebook Pilates mat class led by our very own Tamra. In this new world that we're living in, it's become increasingly difficult for many businesses to do what they normally do. So in an effort to support one of our own, there is this class tomorrow. I'd love to see a bunch of us. I guess it isn't a Zoom type of thing, but it'd be great for a lot of us to join her. And then if you can, I've put her Venmo on the left here at move-well at move-well. And any donation I'm sure is appreciated just to help show some support. So Tamara, how are things going?
Hi, everybody. I think I unmuted myself correctly.
Yes.
It's definitely been interesting times, but I have to say I'm really grateful for everyone here in our community because it's been pretty amazing to see how everyone shows up and supports in a time like this. So I'm really grateful for that. I never would have guessed being 7 months into owning a business that something like this would happen. So I'm definitely like running around trying to figure out what to do, but our online classes are going really well and are pretty cool. So if you can join tomorrow, it's a gentle class, so it's a really awesome class for all levels. And we also have some Zoom classes on our schedule at movewellarcata.com. And thank you all so much. I appreciate you all. Thanks for being here. Thanks, AJ.
Thanks, Tamara. And Susan also sent me a note that she's also doing online classes. So if you go to her website, you can check out some opportunities there to stay fit. I'm sure we have some extra time at home, so great way to support your local businesses here. Susan, are you out there? Okay. And then Charlie, doing home deliveries now. Tell us about it.
So it's pretty simple. We've done deliveries for many years, and a lot of our businesses are the cafes and restaurants, which are now closed. And I might get a little emotional because these are all friends, and they're really hurting. And while we're able to stay open with a skeleton crew filling the grocery shelves, we're trying to find ways to pivot so that we can, find some of that lost revenue ourselves and also help people out. We heard so many folks say, how do I get my coffee? How do I get my groceries? And I know there's a lot that's come out about how to do that and how to get help over the last couple of weeks. So what we're doing is we are doing free deliveries to your doorstep. No touchy. That's everybody's safe, and all you have to do is call us or send us an email, and we can go through the details. But it's easy peasy.
Thank you, Charlie. And Ray, you out there? Nope. Well, I think he mentioned in his email that he's doing a little bit of construction and just kind of working with some partners there in McKinleyville to keep things afloat, but maybe we'll catch him the next time. And then continuing on with our Facebook promotion, thank you again, Dick. It's like a Loco Fish Company who supported us with our through our fundraisers is also doing their best to offer their delicious fish. So support them online, share our posts, which is through our website or through our Facebook page, Rotary Club for K to Sunrise, and let's keep all this going. If you have recognitions, please send it to arcs.recognitions@gmail.com. Dustin, so what's been happening at the district level?
Well, not a lot. As you can imagine, essentially everything's either been pushed back or canceled, which is fine. One thing though, a lot of clubs are taking Zoom on and doing online meetings. So, and I believe you can now go to our district website and get a link to different clubs and their meeting times and just join them virtually, which is a cool way to meet people around the district. So that's something kind of new and pretty fun too. So the one big update is that relates to grants. There was extra money. There usually is every year. This year, RI decided to kind of open the floodgates with grant spending and just relax their restrictions for spending. So anything COVID related essentially can be used for grants. So this year, the extra money that the district had, it's called DDF, was divided evenly amongst the clubs, and it looks like each club is going to be getting a check for $500 to spend immediately on anything COVID related. So there's no matching component, no anything like that. It's just a $500 check. Get the money out, spend it how you can, and then later on, let the district know how you spent it. But it's just a way to get money out there fast, immediately, and do what you can with it. So that's the short and sweet of it.
Thanks, Dustin. Yeah, we got that communication via email, and the board's going to be meeting here shortly because we need to discuss some budget-related items, which in the effort to be transparent, I'll share with you here in a little bit of a slide down the road here. So thank you, Dustin. Mike, you have some information to share about the Mad River Union?
Thank you, AJ. Morning, everybody. I'm putting together an article that has a working title of Our New Way of Life. Basically, I'd like as many of you to contribute what's going on in your life that is different because of this virus and staying at home. How has your life changed? If you have kids, how is the education component going as far as online and, you know, communication with district and teachers and things like that? You know, going out and getting groceries, you know, supporting our local businesses, that kind of thing. Put together a paragraph, 8 to 12 sentences. I'm going to edit some, but it's basically you guys telling us how your life is nowadays. Okay? Thank you.
Thanks, Mike. And Greg, you have some economic updates.
I do. You hear me okay?
Yes.
All right, great. And welcome from the bar at Tumbledown Manor. And I got to first. I think I might win the Danny Award. This is a one-piece fleece stormtrooper jammies without feet. Anyway, so the quick update is, of course, that we've been very busy on the economic resilience front, is what we're calling it right now. So if you are a business owner, be connected to the local Small Business Development Center. You can just Google North Coast Small Business Development Center and you'll find them. Their page is being updated multiple times a day, and you can use them as a free resource to go into the SBA disaster loan and grant process. The second thing is the SBA .gov website does have a fairly easy to use link at the top of their page now, and their disaster loan process is now online. If you haven't already started that process, do so now. Even if you don't think you'll get one or need one, you want to be in that process because they'll assign you a number, and then you can start moving through it. There's no penalty, of course, for going through the process and then not needing the money. Today, they're rolling out the final regs and the application for the Paycheck Protection Program that many of you may have heard about in the media. Unfortunately, that was released a couple days ago by the Treasury Department, but that was a draft, and they weren't really supposed to release it yet. But today is supposedly the launch of the PPP, and information on that is online. That is a program that's going to run through banks, credit unions, and other what they call preferred lenders. So the way to access that program really is to go through your own bank or credit union, because what these are actually loan guarantees to them. So they will be going through the process. My understanding is, I saw the draft. The understanding is the final application is very simple. So we've been talking about that quite a bit. Our group continues to meet every morning at 10, which is the response team for local economic development. And I can tell you that in the last week, REDEC, we've got a few loans in process still, but we've dispersed just shy of $240,000 in loans to our customers as emergency short-term loans. And again, we're encouraging those folks to get into the SBA disaster relief program. What we're doing is providing capital to sort of keep folks going until they get through that process. Next week, we should have additional funding from the Humboldt Area Foundation and the Headwaters Fund, and that will allow us to open up that program to folks who aren't currently REDEC customers. And basically the loan is up to $25,000. We're charging 2.5%, which is the lowest we're legally allowed to charge. And we're doing 6 months deferrals and then a 5-year term out after that. Of course, all subject to negotiation as we go through this process. And if you are a current REDEC client, I think we might have one or two in this club, we are offering payment deferral. So REDEC cash flow has gone to almost zero, which is nice. Fortunately, we're living off our reserves. We can do that for a while. But so that's it. I would say the best source for local information is that North Coast SBDC. Just Google them and you'll see them online. Karen is on the call. The city of Arcata has also done a loan program for Arcata businesses, very similar to what I just described. And you can access that either through the city or through Arcata Economic Development Corporation. And that's all I have for this morning.
Thank you, Greg. Your Jamie's are competing with Scott's rotary wheel, and it's hard to beat that LED light there. So, thank you.
I finally have text and don't sad. Look.
So, there's a stimulus check challenge. I was contacted and inspired by our very own Andreas. Maybe I'll let you get it started, and then we can kind of brainstorm some ideas there. Andreas, you out there?
Yeah. Hi, everybody. Can you see me?
Yes.
Hello?
Yes, yes.
All right. So I can't see myself, but my dogs, if you can see them here, they're loving this shelter-in-place business. So, but yeah, I had this idea. We're all going to be getting some stimulus checks in the mail here pretty soon, and the needs in our community are great. So for those of you who can financially afford to share some of that stimulus check, I wanted you to join me in donating what you can with that stimulus check. And for me, I think just food security is going to be a big deal. And so I was going to donate my entire check to the Rotary Club so that we can, one, meet our Backpacks for Kids commitments, but then beyond that, I'd love to far exceed that commitment and see a really big check to Food for People, just for everybody else that's not in our Backpacks for Kids program as well. But whether it's Backpacks for Kids or Food for People or whatever local charity, just, share as much as you can. That's my challenge.
Thank you, Andreas. I am I'm fortunate to still have a job and plenty of sick time, and I will also meet your challenge there. So without our spring fundraiser, in an effort to be transparent here, we're falling short on our foundation side budget. So I'll point out we're going to meet our existing scholarship commitments, but it would be great to be able to continue this tradition. And then our other major commitment is our Backpacks for Kids, or through Food for People. And so in order to, and that's this line item here, in order to meet this commitment, we have funds in reserve. So, I mean, it's not like we're not going to be able to do that, but it would be great if I could make up this loss so that Maggie has something to carry over into her year and something to work with in this current situation. So I will also donate my stimulus check to our foundation. And if those of you out there who are in a position to be able to do that, that would be appreciated. So.
Yeah, I'm going to donate mine as well, and thank you for getting that started, Andreas. I think it's very helpful for us because it's not just for the year next year, but it's also for the following years. We have been spending down our reserves on purpose, but we were spending them down on purpose and strategically, and if we dip into them now, then that strategy all kind of goes out the window. So anything people are willing to do will help us stay on our path that we've been thinking about. So thank you.
Thanks, Maggie. Some upcoming events. Happening today, there's a Mike McGuire Eureka blood drive. He created a sign-up genius, so there wasn't, I imagine, a flood of people. I think, Greg, I saw your name on there. So if you can, find the sign-up genius and donate some blood. That's badly needed. Tom, do you want to talk about how for the Humboldt County health workers, how to the moon? Mr. Tellez, you're on mute. So at 8 o'clock at night, tonight especially, if you want to put a sign in your window.
Yeah, I'll do that. So on social media, there's been a group that's been doing the Howling at the Moon. Some of you have seen it, and I know some of you have done it. I started doing it. We have these two little girls here up in the Pazeian, and they're kind of going stir crazy. So I've been doing stuff with them, and then I got them to howl one night, and not much was going on after that. And little by little, it's been growing, not just around the country, but here in Arcata. And then the other night, Maggie came by and started howling outside my window. And then we joined in, the neighbors joined in, and then last night more people showed up. And but anyway, at 8 o'clock all over the country, people are howling at 8 o'clock and supporting healthcare workers, and it's been a lot of fun.
So let's join on in. Thanks, Tom.
Yeah, come by the Pazeian.
Well, here's a little sample. Pretty fun. Maggie, do you want to say something about firesides?
Sure. So way back in weeks ago, I had talked to a few of our members to ask them to host firesides, which is something we do every year to have members come together in a small group setting and talk about my ideas for the next year, their ideas for the next year, and what we can do to make our club even better. We are not going to be doing these in person, but I am hoping that we can go ahead and schedule them virtually. So the week that they were planned for is the week of the 17th, on the Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday night. And so I think I'll still keep to that. And what I'll do is maybe send out, I'll send out sign up geniuses to figure out who wants to do what, when, and it will be a little different. But if we do it by Zoom and we have smaller than 54 people at each group, obviously, then it will be more interactive and talking about things. I'm also looking at sending out a Google survey to ask some questions ahead of time so that we have that information that the club can use. And I'm putting some of those questions together so that you'll be seeing coming up soon also.
Awesome. Thanks, Maggie. And so Final Friday will happen in April. So at the end of the month, get your bid paddles ready. See if you can get creative, and there's stuff available online, but let's get creative and see if we can't get something that's flashy, and we'll make that process easy.